but we're going to get into football. And every week we've been doing a preview of a division. It's our last one. OG, you're on our last final 8, and this is a good one. It's the AFC East. We're going to start with the division winners. My neighbors to just the south with the Buffalo Bills. Huge signing of my former quarterback, Mitch Trubisky, so I know that's huge. But all jokes aside, the Bills look good. They're the defending champs of that division. Josh Allen, in all seriousness, right, looks good at quarterback. Diggs, they got a good wide receiver. It's a solid team. Coach, are they set up to repeat?
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, they're going to be a Super Bowl contender this year. I think Josh Allen takes the next jump. Stephon Diggs, I mean, what a year he had. Defensively, they're as good as anybody. The question was, would the running game start to show itself? You know, the games where things just are not going well sometimes, can they turn around and hand the ball to somebody? I think they have a very comfortable running back in the backfield now. So I feel that Buffalo is really poised in that division to start winning that division and getting things going. But it's always difficult for me to count out the old head and Bill Belichick.
We're gonna get to them. Oh yeah.
But I'm telling you, I think they're poised to get it done. They're the team, in my opinion, that everybody needs to knock off because I think they're trending in the right direction.
Do you think that Josh Allen, so there's the one knock against him is some decisions he makes in some of those playoff games with some of his throws. And the other one question that I have for you guys is when the bullseye is now on their back, right? Now they're the team to beat. Do you think they have the ability to step up and take that pressure?
Well, first and foremost, Josh Allen has improved every year.
100%.
And now, not only has he improved every year, he gets an elite wideout and Diggs, which enhances him even more. So not only, like Coach just mentioned, with them being the favorites in the AFC East, they're right there with the Kansas City Chiefs. They're absolutely a Super Bowl contender. That defense, I watched them, and I'm an NFC West guy, as you know. I watched that defense completely stifle. I mean, they definitely dealt with Seattle as well as they could deal with any defense. I mean, deal with any offense. So I really like what Buffalo was doing in the AFC East. And if I had to pick one team, I'd definitely go with the Buffalo Bills.
All right. Well, let's hope the Bills Mafia is listening because they like those answers. So the team that's obviously going to push them the hardest, right? I think everybody agrees, is going to be the New England Patriots. Right now, early expectations is that Cam might be the starter, but it might be Mac Jones. Coach, I know that, you and I are big, we both like Cam. Obviously, Belichick's going to, they put in money, right? So this is unusual for the Patriots. They opened up the checkbooks, as it were, and signed some good players. Do you think they've done enough and to compete with the Bills and maybe dethrone them as the division champs?
Anthony, everything's going to center around the quarterback decision. I think we all know that. But that being said, they put some real pieces on their football team. And Coach Belichick is not about that losing. I mean, he might get embarrassed every now and then. Maybe things didn't go well this past year. But he's not about walking out of here, getting his butt kicked up over his shoulders. So
Coach Belichick.
He got something to prove. They got some very talented players on their team. And to me, where they really grew up was defensively. I mean, that's his strength. And I think he wants to go back and reclaim, not that they were the best defense in football, but they were always statistically one of the better covering teams, better in situational football.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to reclaim that. And I think he's going to make a huge difference this year. And I think Cam's going to start the season. If it doesn't go well, they're going to play a young guy.
Yeah, the Patriots, listen, as much credit, and deservedly so, that Brady got for those years and Belichick got for those years, for those of us that pay attention, that defense was always very opportunistic. And we know, right? We know that was the reason, right, that Brady was able to do all the things he did was because he knew he trusted that defense. So, OG, are the same feelings that they're going to come back? And if you had to pick a starter, I'm gonna put you on the spot here. You're gonna be Belichick for a minute. Are you starting the young rookie, or are you rolling with Cam now that he has a full off season to prepare?
Well, the one constant that Coach mentioned that most people don't talk about is your quarterback play is huge. Your quarterback play is tremendous. And if you remember last season, before Cam got knocked out with COVID, I mean, he was doing really well.
Yep.
And that absolutely turned their season around when he had to sit. And Belichick is synonymous with Brady for great quarterback play, even though they've had really solid defenses. But because their quarterback play has been so good over the years, whatever they lacked on defense, their quarterback play was able to make up for it. So with that being said, this season is gonna be posted on what Cam does. Now, Cam's got a year under his belt under that system. Because remember, Coach, we're talking about a guy who coming into a new system in New England.
Yes.
He doesn't know how they run things. Now he's got a year under his belt. I've never been a huge fan of bringing in quarterbacks who aren't ready. I mean, a lot of people don't talk about it. Steve Young sat behind Joe Montana for 5 years. Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre for almost 4 seasons. I don't have one problem with this kid sitting behind Cam Newton and holding a clipboard for a year, maybe even 2, just to learn how to be a pro and learn the pro game. I have no problem with that. So in terms of playing this kid early, I don't think it's out of the question, but I think that's Cam's job to lose.
Yeah, and I think the one thing we know, right, we've heard ex-players talk about the terminology and the complexity of that playbook. So it might make sense for him to sit for, if you even think, even Brady, right, he only came in due to injury. Drew Bledsoe, right, he was sitting behind Drew Bledsoe there learning. Another great quarterback to learn from. Patrick Mahomes also sat behind Alex Smith for a season and learned. So there's nothing wrong with getting your quarterback a little seasoning. I'm a big fan of seasoning, so it's a good thing to get them that.